Hey guys, this is Coach L here. As many of you may know, conditioning is a vital part of being a good basketball player. And one of the drills we have our players do is called a suicide. And we want them to be able to run this sprint in about 28 seconds. So today in this video, we're going to use the distance equals rate times time formula just to figure out how fast we're asking them to run. Cool, so let's get started. So the formula we need to solve this problem is distance is equal to rate times time. Well, the time we know for suicide, we want our players to run it in 28 seconds. And the distance is we're going to get from these, our court distances, our court dimensions. And as you can see on the image, you can see the dimensions listed out for you. So a basketball suicide starts with running from the baseline to the close free throw line, which is 15 and 5/6 feet. And you have to do it twice. You have to go down and back. That's the first part. The second part is going to half court and back. Half court is 42 feet, and you going back, so multiply it by 2. The next leg is running to the far free throw line, which is 65 and 1/6 feet. And again, we're coming back, so we have to multiply it by 2. And then the final one is running from the far baseline to the close baseline. So 84 feet times 2. And when we add this all up, we are going to get 420 feet. Use your calculator or you can trust me. So our distance for the suicide is 420 feet. So now we have our distance and we have our time. We're going to plug those right into our formula. So 420 feet is equal to our rate, which we don't know yet, times 28 seconds. Now we're going to solve this like any other equation that we've solved before. So rate is equal to 420 feet divided by 28 seconds, which simplifies to 15 feet per second. So that is how fast we are asking our players to run when we ask them to run a suicide in 28 seconds. Cool, so now that we found that out, we're going to find out the time that we're asking our players to run other sprints such as the down and back, half back, and our sideline sprints. So using the same formula and the rate that we found in the previous problem, we're going to find out how fast our players should run the other sprints. So to find out the time that our players should run the other sprints, we have to do the same thing with the distance, but to save time, I already calculated the distances for us. So if you wanted to do that and make sure I was right, for a down and back, you're going from the baseline to the opposite baseline and back. So you're doing 84 feet 2 times, which is going to come out to 168 feet. So to find the time, we're going to use our formula again. Distance equals rate times time. So our distance for a down and back is 168 feet. And we want them to be running at the same rate as the suicide. So we have our 15 feet per second, and we're multiplying it by our time, which we don't know. So again, we're just going to divide by our rate and get time is equal to 168 feet divided by 15 feet per second. And that's going to give us a time of 11.2 seconds. So when we ask our players to run it down and back, we want them to get it in no more than 11.2 seconds. So now to do it, we're going to do the same thing with the other ones. I'm going to go through these pretty quick. So for the down back, half back, our distance is 252 feet. We have the same rate, 15 feet per second times time, which we don't know. And then for the other one, we have 400 feet equals 15 feet per second times time. Okay, so again, we're going to divide, and our time's going to end up being 16.8 seconds for the down back, half back. And for the sideline touches, we're going to get 26.7 seconds. So 16.8 seconds and seconds. Cool. So now we know the time that our players should be running these other sprints. So as you guys can see, I can run the suicide in under 28 seconds. So you guys should be able to too. So that's what I expect from you guys. And as always, go Bobcats and go math.